Hi everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am working with Whimsy stamps. I am using one of their digital stamps, which is Frog Prints. This little guy is also available as a rubber stamp, so I will have that linked up for you as well. I know some people have a preferability of one over the other. For me, I love both. It doesn't bother me at all. So I've printed him up onto some Express-It blending card and I am colouring him using Copic markers. I do apologise, I have pushed him to the top of my screen. I will notice and move him along shortly. I'm pulling out some gorgeous green markers using some of my light greens. So this is the YG00 and YG01. I'm also using G20, 21 and 24. So lots of greens on this image. As you can imagine, it's a little frog. So I'm just working my way through, blending everything out and getting him ready for my card. So this was a super fun image to colour up. I wasn't sure what I was going to use him for, but I ended up using the sentiments that came with the set, which is the "You Are My Prince." And I've also used a sentiment which came from the paper pad, which says, "You make my heart sing." So I thought that would be super cute. The card turned out really great, as you've seen at the start of the video, but I will have more pictures for you at the end after I put all the card together. You can check out my blog for all of the Copic markers that I have used. I do always try to list them unless that's an image that I had coloured up a while ago and that's sitting in my little tray that I keep for those days when I have no inspiration and these images are already coloured up. So I'm pulling in some RV markers here. I don't use my RV markers very often, but I wanted to pull in some pink onto this card. So these little markers were just perfect for what I needed. Things are a bit crazy here at the moment. I know most of the countries now are pretty much in lockdown. That's the same here with us in Australia. It's very limited on what is open. Obviously our food shops and things like that are still open, thankfully, but our schools are not completely closed, but they have recommended that children don't go to school unless, you know, they've got parents that work in the police force or ambulance or doctors or whatever and are unable to stay at home. So my little mister is at home with me doing all of his classwork. They've got to log in by the start of school time, and then the teacher sets them work all day long, tells them when it's fruit break time, lunchtime, etc. So it's running pretty well. We're getting our work done, doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. And yeah, so I'm very grateful that he is a learner that can do things on his own. Here we have the Tailored Expressions Simple Strips background, and I'm stamping it onto some black American Crafts cardstock using some ink on a 3 embossing ink, and I've got some white Ranger superfine white embossing powder. I did stamp these out a few times, so I've got a few sets sitting on my desk. And cleaning up the stamp using my stamp pad cleaner, just brushing off any excess embossing powder just to make sure that these are perfect. As you can see, I stamped out a few sets and I'm now going to run it through my Big Shot using the matching dies. I did use a bit of washi tape just to make sure that those dies didn't move. I didn't want to have to restamp them all and ruin a whole lot of those sentiments. Alright, so here we have the Memory Box Chandra stem. I purchased this a little while ago. I've just started using it again. It's a really pretty die, and I'm just using some white Express-It blending card to cut that out. This little sentiment I just cut from the patent paper pad, and I'm just fussy cutting it just using my EK Success Cutter Bee scissors and just trying to work out what I'm going to do, trying to get the most out of this paper that I already had printed with the sentiments but wasn't going to fit, so I've grabbed some more from my little box that I've got next to my desk. Just using my Tim Holtz guillotine to trim down these sentiments nice and thin so they'll fit on my card. This big one that you just seen on the screen there, I actually ended up putting that inside the card. So here we're just going to play around and work out what we're going to do with everything. Alright, so this is the Chandra stem. And I'm just trying to work out what other pattern paper I can pull in. It just needed something else just to break up the background a little bit. So I've got this little heart It's kind of a script art, I guess you could call it, strip. That's what I ended up using, and I do pull in a doily as well, so I don't use any more of these patterned papers. I'm playing around with them, but none of them seem to work, so I didn't actually end up using any except that red script that's behind. I'm just using some Helma liquid adhesive. This is the acid free, to adhere everything down to my card. So just trimming those down using my Cutter scissors. At the moment, I've just got them all adhered to the image and the CHANDRA stem. Nothing else is adhered to my card. So I'm just making sure that I'm happy with it before I glue everything down. Okay, so now I'm happy. I'm going to adhere everything down to a Kucha Creations card base, just trimming off all of those excess bits, just using my scissors. And that's the front of the card almost done. I do end up also pulling in some Nouveau Tonic Studios. Oh, sorry. Crystal drops. This is the bottle green and the apple green. So I do tap those out to make sure that they are a complete dome. This is my card complete, so I hope you have enjoyed watching my card today. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you liked the video, hit the like button and comment below if you've got anything to say. Thanks for watching. Bye.